Hi, my name is Lindsay LaPorte, and I'm an assistant principal at Meade High School. I want you to spend the next 5 seconds thinking about a time that you made a mistake. What happened? And were you able to fix your error? So 4 years ago, my husband and I took our boys up to Eldora for a final ski trip. He got up early, he packed the car. I mean, he's an Eagle Scout, so I trusted that he had everything. We left at sunrise, and we were some of the first people up on the mountain. We got our gear on, we got our bags, and I turned to him and said, "Where is the diaper bag for our then 2-year-old son?" He looked at me and he admitted that he had forgotten the bag. So I took a deep breath. Okay, we decided that Matt was gonna go to Netherland. He was gonna get some snacks, some diapers. We're gonna hope nobody has to change their clothes today. And we continued with our day as planned. We had an amazing day up on the slopes. This was 4 years ago, he's so little. My youngest one stayed in the lodge. He wasn't really into it, but I promised he had a babysitter. But we were able to enjoy our day as a family. So you're probably wondering, why is she talking about snowboarding here? And I think about the mistakes that we make on a daily basis, how often we get opportunities to fix those, move forward, and learn from our errors. So my question is, how does our current grading system value mistakes and provide opportunities for students to learn from those mistakes? What messages do our grades send to students? And do students know that we care about their learning over their compliance? In over 16 years in education, I have learned that students' obsession with or disregard for their grades is due to an outdated grading system interpreted by each individual teacher in a different way. It may or may not communicate what a student knows and is able to do. In my time as a teacher, a coach, and administrator, I have worked to implement and support teachers to implement a system where students are constantly self-assessing and empowered to own their own learning. They provide the evidence, the teacher and the student meet to agree on a grade, and they really work to make sure that that grade represents a student's understanding. This is an example of a rubric I used in my classroom. Students knew exactly what they were expected to know and be able to do, and they were given a tool to measure their understanding. So prior to implementing self-grading and conferencing with my students would get a test back, they would throw it in the trash or they'd put it in their backpack, and they would never focus on what they did or what they could learn. So my goal was that each task helped them grow in their learning. If you haven't checked out Leah Akala's video on highlighting mistakes, this was one of the most powerful tools I have used as a classroom teacher. Students get feedback, they know how to fix their errors, and they're not focused on the points. The beauty of empowering students with their own learning is that there's not one way to do it. Teachers I've worked with, they've used video reflections, written reflections, student conferencing, peer conferencing, in all grades, in all content areas. So providing a pathway for learning can make it accessible for all students. I found that individual conferencing was a way to connect with students, and it helped me push them beyond their expectations of themselves. I have been blown away by what students can do and how well they know what they know. Conferencing decreased stress, and our conversations really got away from points and grades, and we focused on the learning. So through conferencing and self-grading, students showed significantly more growth and proficiency than any time in my career. Just one piece of data, my last year as a classroom teacher, the students were in the 82nd to 87th percentile for iReady growth. So the teachers that I've worked with have shared how students are more willing to participate in retakes, that it's really shifted the conversation, again, on how do I earn points to how do I understand this topic better. So this is my call to action. Reflect on how your grading system values student learning. How are we giving students voice in their grades? And what systems do we use that may not be in the best interest of students? And how do we change this? So find your tribe. Try it on one assignment. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable, because really, the rewards are worth it. In the end, who would ever want to miss out on a great day on the slopes? Thank you.